Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Virtual Chapel with Circle Urban Ministries. I'm your host, James Bourchade. Hey, listen, last week's Virtual Chapel, we talked about one of the most important things for us to know about ourselves in order to have a healthy relationship. And we identified that to be our attachment style. We talked about the 4 different attachment styles, generally speaking: secure, anxious, avoidant, and fearful avoidant. And we start to dive into which one might I be? I hope you took some time and thought about which attachment style you most identify with. Well, this week we're going to break this off into segments. We're going to do men, women. So this week we're talking about what are some of the important things men need in a relationship, but we might not share with you because some of us might not even know. And it's hard for us to put, it's hard to put into words for us, for guys. It's really hard because it's not stuff we talk about. It's not stuff we think about. It's not stuff we say all the time. So what are some of the things that men need in a relationship to be okay? All right. So ladies, listen, give us this week. I promise we'll get back to you. Give us this week. And fellas, listen, I need your help. So if this is something that you identify with, if this is something you need in a relationship, put in the chat. Thumbs up, say, absolutely me. This is me, I need this. Ladies, if this is something you're hearing for the first time, throw it in the chat. Say, I didn't know that, or good info. All right, so let's start. Number 1, we need respect. You've heard this saying before, R-E-S-P-E-C-T, etc. But we don't need the respect in the way you might be used to hearing. Respect for us is more reverence. Respect for us is how you look at us, how you see us. What do you see when you see me? You heard what Jesus asked his disciples. He said, "Who do men say I am?" And then some say they're Elijah, some say they're the prophet. And then he said, "But who do you say I am?" So in other words, who do you see me to be? And that leads me directly into number 2, because you can't have respect, or you can't see me with loving kindness and reverent eyes if you don't have number 2. And this is probably one of the most important things men need in relationships that we don't say, and that is intimacy. Not hug me, hold me, cuddle me. No. We're not mama's boys. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about intimacies. Into me, you see. I forgot which preacher said that, and so I'm if you know, put it in the chat. But I'm not. That's not that's not a James original. But listen, we need you to see into us, not see what we do for you, not see what we not be a provider, not that I'm a father. No. I need you to see me. When you see me, do you see a kind-hearted individual? When you see me, do you see somebody that's loving? When you see me, do you see somebody that's honest? When you see me, do you see somebody that's truthful? See, men are often defined by our titles. We're often defined by what we do. But we want you to see who we are. There are people in relationships with men who they have no idea who he is. Because let me tell you why that happens. When a man does not feel safe in a relationship, and I don't mean physically safe, when a man does not feel that he can share his heart with you in a relationship, he caves, and he can cave for decades. In other words, what do I mean by cave? He can go internally to get all of his needs met. He can do that internally and not share with you who he is. So or not share his heart with you. So how does a man share his heart with you? By telling you his future dreams, by telling you his hopes, by telling you his ambitions. If you're in a relationship now with a gentleman who does not share his ambitions, his hopes, his future plans, his dreams with you, he has gone inward. And I can guarantee you don't know who this man really is. You know who you think he is. Or I do a lot of relationship coaching, and one of the things I hear a lot, or I see a lot, is people in relationships with the version of the person that they built in their head. Not the actual person, but the version of the person that you built inside of you. And that goes for men and women. Both do that. So again, number 1, respect. Number 2, intimacy. We desperately need intimacy. If you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the first level is physiological needs, the second level is safety, security, the third level is intimacy, and that is male and female, men and women. We desperately need it, but we're the group who don't talk about it a lot because it's taboo. Talking about needing intimacy is akin to being vulnerable. And if you don't see us a certain way, vulnerability is not something you're going to get from us. So respect, intimacy, and number 3, this is a tough one. I forgot the comedian's name. I don't remember his name, but I'll try to figure it out. And if you know the comedian's name who said this, please put it in the chat. But I'm going to start with the scripture first. The scripture says it's not good for man to be alone. That is true. It's not good for us to be alone, but sometimes we need to be by ourselves. Does that make sense? So we sometimes need to be by ourselves, but not alone. In other words, we need you to, just because we when we deal with the issue, when we deal with problems, when we deal with uncertainty, we don't often talk. That's not our thing. Sometimes we need to go inside. You ever asked your guy, "What's wrong?" He said, "Nothing." He probably really thinks nothing. Or, "What are you thinking about?" Nothing. Sometimes we need to be by ourselves, but not alone. So don't leave. We need you in the vicinity. We need you to maintain the partnership and the connection, but we need a moment to think. We need a moment to unwind. We need a moment to unpack some things. So number 1, respect. Number 2, intimacy. Number 3, we need time to be by ourselves, but not alone. I don't want to be alone, but sometimes we need to be by ourselves. I know that sounds weird, but it is what it is. It's the truth. We just need it. And number 4, most important thing, listen, and this is the only something you can do for us. We absolutely, positively, unequivocally need your feminine energy. Gotta have it. It sets the ship a sail. It brings the sun out. It stops the rain. I can't describe what feminine energy does to a male man. I can't, listen, it is everything. So we need your feminine. It's the balance to the ship. Now, again, all of this can be flipped, what women need, etc., etc. But this week, we're dealing with the men. So don't write me no letters. Don't send me no emails. Don't send me no DMs. Or don't post in the chat. Well, what about women? We know that. That's cool. This week, we're talking about what men need. And I hope that this information is shedding some light on somebody you might be with, or fellas, I hope this is putting into words something you might be feeling but have not said. Because for some reason, we just don't talk about this stuff. Let's recap. Number 1, respect. Number 2, intimacy. Number 3, we need to be by ourselves, but not alone. And number 4, probably my most important, my favorite, is we need your feminine energy. It balances the ship. I pray this is a blessing to you. I'm James Bourshade, CEO of Circle Urban Ministries. Hey, listen, if you have not had an opportunity to take a look at our unsung hero for the month, we're highlighting Brother Andre Hinton. He's our chaplain. He's been with Circle Urban Ministries for 27 years. Saved on February 24th, 1991. How do I know? He says it all the time. So it's his 30-year anniversary to his salvation coming up this month, and we're highlighting him. Take a look at his video. It's further down on my timeline, or it's on the Circle Urban Ministries timeline. We love Brother Andre, so please give him a shout out, give him a thumbs up, give him a heart, post something in the chat for him. We love him. I hope this has been a blessing to you. I'm James Bourshade. This is Circle Urban Ministries. Peace.
Circle Urban Ministries is a community development nonprofit organization working toward the day people in underserved communities have a safe and healthy place to live, learn, and play. Circle provides a 360-degree approach to community development. Here's how. 1. Circle identifies deteriorating and underutilized community assets. 2. Then, Circle partners with other organizations to rehabilitate identified community assets. 3. Circle generates consistent revenue by renting the rehabilitated asset to nonprofit community partner agencies. who provide immediate community service. 4. Lastly, Circle reinvests the revenue into community programming. Using this business model, Circle is able to provide high-quality, after-school programming for more than 150 youth and teens. A food pantry that serves more than 400 people per month. A crisis intervention program that serves more than 150 people per month. According to census data, the Austin community is home to 97,600 residents. Through various partnerships, Circle's campus serves more than 9,600 individuals a year. That's nearly 10% of all Austin residents. Circle's partners include Catalyst Circle Rock Charter School, which serves 520 scholars each year. Rock Church with more than 100 members. PCC Wellness, who serves more than 7,000 patients each year. And many more. To learn more about Circle Urban Ministries, or to become a partner, call James Borshade, Circle CO, at 708-406-5544.